The threat of mass shootings is, well, it's on a lot of our minds across the country. As of today, we know of at least 36 people that have been killed, 66 more wounded in attacks in just the last week and a half. Staggering numbers. We're all trying to do what we can to prevent this from happening again. That's why I'm joined today by Dr. Amit Deshmukh, an emergency medical physician at Overland Park Regional Medical Center. Thank you for coming in today, doctor.
Thanks for having us.
A lot that we need to talk about today, but I know that you wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and the part that plays in something like this.
So they find in major cases like this, there is some case of mental health or some predisposition at some point in the shooter's background. So usually if you see some warning signs of that, it'll be good to notify somebody, maybe an authority, a family member, maybe confide in the person to see if you can get some more information and what they're thinking. There are many psychiatric resources here in Kansas City, as well in any location where that perpetrator may be.
People are hesitant to do that, though, because they don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to ruffle any feathers. They're, socially don't want to be awkward.
True.
But how important is it to not worry about that?
I think it is definitely it's a topic that people are nervous about approaching and discussing with somebody. But the problem is, if it goes untreated, undiagnosed, that's what can lead to mass casualty events like this, and even suicide.
If we get to the point, and God forbid this happens again, but you are at the point where you're maybe at a scene like this, something terrible has happened. We've talked about just a few things, basic information that it's important to know in advance so that you're prepared if something like this happens.
Right. So I think just make sure you have a good support network, if you can have one, in terms of, just having resources you can reach out for. Basic first aid intervention skills are good.
CPR, we talked about that.
CPR is a great thing. If you can train for CPR, there are many free resources in the community that can help prepare you. With CPR, you can help make a life-saving intervention and make a difference in a victim's outcome.
And we were talking about just basic tools that you can have with you at all times.
Definitely.
You said even in your car, down to a towel to a decent, pretty cheap, inexpensive first aid kit that a lot of people have anyway, but having these things just can give you some peace of mind, perhaps.
Definitely. I think one of our most important things is keep yourself safe. That's the first thing. So don't run into a firefight and try to drag somebody out. If there's somebody next to you that has, or that you have access to, and it's safely, stop the bleeding is important. Direct pressure on the wound. Anytime you can compress or control the bleeding, it helps. We're very blessed. We had our sister facility in El Paso. HCA facility received a majority of the patients.
Wow.
And our trauma physicians, ER physicians, were part of our Envision healthcare group also.
Well, I know that everyone is grateful for all of their assistance over the weekend, and really a shame that we have to talk about this at all. Terrible time.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families and the victims of this horrible tragedy.
Yeah, absolutely. Doctor, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks.
Now, if you're interested in this topic or want to hear from HCA Midwest Health, you can find it online. Just be sure to visit kctv5.com/HCA.